Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Just a few things about getting ready for class today. If you have a mat, great. If you don't, something underneath your knees would be, I'm sure you'd really like to have it. So whether that be a blanket, a towel, you might want to have that even if you do have a mat. So just as extra padding, as an extra prop. If you have any yoga props like blocks or straps, those are great to have. If you don't have those, no worries. But if you'd like to have something, if you take yoga and you like to have those around, you can use something like pillows, couch cushions, books wrapped in towels just to make it a little cushier, scarves, dog leashes, things like that, just to make poses a little bit more accessible. If you do have any injuries or are pregnant that you need some modifications for, you can go ahead and send that to me in the chat and I'll try to make some recommendations during the class. Everything should be fairly moderate, and I'll try to mention some modifications. There is a playlist in the chat that you can listen to, so everyone should be muted. You can turn your camera on if you want to kind of see everybody and just have a little bit of a community feel. Otherwise, feel free to keep it off if you want a little privacy. Yeah, and so if you want to listen to the playlist, it's just got shared in the chat again. You can play it on your computer. You can play it maybe on your phone while it's running, so you can have the audio playing at the same time as your Zoom, or have it playing on a separate device. It's the same length. It's actually longer than the class. It does have words, so one thing I did in this playlist is the last song is a 45-minute, just kind of like a sound bath, so you could just play that the whole time too if you wanted something a little bit that's more just kind of like ambiance rather than songs. Or just practice with your own breath without any music. Both are great options. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get started in a comfortable seat. We'll be here for about the first 5 minutes of class. So whatever that looks like for you, it's always kind of nice to get propped up on something. I'm on a block, a pillow can be nice. You can sit on your knees if you want. But yeah, easy cross-legged position is usually good. And we're just gonna take a moment. You can start the music if you'd like, and just tune inward. So softly closing the eyes, placing the hands on your lap, thighs or knees, palms face down if you want a little bit more grounding energy, or palms face up if you want to be a little bit more receptive to the energy around you, the energy of this group. And take a moment just to focus on your breath. Letting go of the thoughts of your day, what's gone on this morning, what's going on the rest of the day. And just noticing how you feel right now in your body. Sealing off your lips, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Feeling your lungs expand in all 4 directions, front to back, side to side. Your rib cage expands. And then imagining your diaphragm, feeling your diaphragm lifting up and down as you create length in your spine, all the way from the base of your pelvis through the back of your heart, your soft palate of the roof of your mouth, and all the way through the crown of your head. So imagining that energy traveling through the base of your spine, from the ground that supports you, all the way through your spine, and shining out the crown of your head, out into the world, to your community. On your next inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Bring your palms to touch, and then pull them into your heart in a prayer position. Take a moment, feel the texture of your hands pressing against each other. Notice the temperature of your hands. And then begin to slowly pull your hands apart, maybe an inch, maybe 2 inches, and feel that you can still feel that energy, that heat. Know that your body has an energetic field around it that expands beyond you, and that can be shared even through this Zoom call to everyone else that's practicing with us today. So if you haven't yet, you can slowly flutter open your eyes. And we're going to do 2 more breath exercises that will help open up our spine. So the first one, we're going to take our hands and make fists and then pull our elbows up in line with our shoulders. We're going to inhale to kind of, if you're familiar with cat-cows, do like a little bit of a back bend like a cow, and then as you exhale, you're gonna come forward, hollowing out the back of your spine. And then, so inhale, open. You can go at your own pace here. So we're opening up the shoulder girdle, we're opening up our spine, front to back. And then this breath is starting to build up heat in the body, warming up the muscles. So since we've been inside so much, our muscles are starting to get in a state where they're really cooled down. And doing some of this more active movement before we do some longer holds in our yoga practice will help us be a little bit more warmed up. So just move as fast or slow as you feel curious. Just warm up the spine here. Part of this breath work is to get you a little bit agitated. It's a really activating practice. So do this a little bit longer than what feels comfortable to kind of work through some of those feelings in our body and in our emotions. We'll do this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, latch the thumbs, take a big inhale, and hold your breath in for a breath retention. Again, we're doing that state of agitation, being comfortable with the uncomfortable, the unknown, and holding here maybe a little bit longer than you normally would. Take 3 more sips in like you're sipping through a straw. Exhale, let it all go. Bring your hands to your lap again, and just notice how you feel. Let that energy settle. All right, moving on to our second breath practice. We're just gonna bring our hands to the tops of our shoulders. So again, opening up our spine, opening up our shoulders. On your inhale, you're gonna turn left, and on your exhale, you're gonna turn right. So just spinning here. As fast or slow as you'd like. And just in and out through the nose, opening up the shoulders, twisting the spine. So still lengthening through the crown of the head, helping you twist open here. As fast or slow as you're curious. It helps if you make a kind of a forceful breath. Just imagine kind of clearing everything out. Anything you want to get rid of, you can kind of imagine what that is, something that is no longer serving you. Just imagine wiping that all away right now. We'll do it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Reach the fingers, locking up them high. And again, that breath retention. Imagining yourself completely full here. And then take those 3 more sips through the straw. Holding once more on full. And exhale, letting it all go. Again, just take a beat here, noticing how you feel. And then we'll make our way to hands and knees. So from here, we'll just take some cat-cows. You kind of already warmed up here, so just take whatever movements you want. You can add some curves, some stirring motions, exaggerating what your cat and cow looks like. Whatever you want to do, we'll just be here for a few more breaths. And then on your next inhale, come to your tabletop. We'll do a little bit of a wrist stretch here. So start by turning your hands out to the sides. So fingers pointing out, and then if you can, turn your fingers all the way back to face your knees. Go ahead and do that. And we'll take a stirring motion in one direction. Trying to clear out any knots or anything that are in the wrist. And then take that in the opposite direction. And then if you're still craving something a little bit deeper, you can tuck your toes and lean back, really opening up the forearms and the wrists still. Make your way back to center. If you need to shake it out, you can. We'll do one more wrist stretch since we are spending so much time on our phone and computer right now. So we're gonna take fists And bring your fists to face each other. And then bring them so that the back of your hand is on the mat. And start straightening your arms. So this is really hard for me. I don't know if it is for you guys too, but I find it very challenging. So we'll just hold here. Give it a little shake out, roll the wrists, and then coming back to your tabletop. If you need to come onto the forearms or onto a fist, those are always options. And extend your right leg back. So toes tucked, give it a few pulses here. Stretching out through the calf, through the back of the leg. And then inhale to reach the right leg long, extending through the heel. Keep your pelvis facing the ground so it's flat. And then bring your heel all the way out to the right side as far as you can. Hold here for a moment and then lower your toes to the ground. And then lift up your heel. Make a big arch all the way over to the left. So keeping that pelvis flat to the ground, we're just gonna make some big arches as we begin to warm up our hips, lubricating the joints. We'll do about 5 of these. So far I've done 3. Just gonna do 2 more. Last one. And come back into your tabletop. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Coming back into your tabletop. Extend the left leg back, tucking the toes. Take those pulses again. And then lift the left leg back, hip height. Pelvis facing down. Bring the toes all the way as far as you can to the left side while still keeping that pelvis square to the ground. Bring your toes down to the floor. And then begin taking that rainbow motion. Take about 5 of these here, matching your movement to your breath. About 1 more. Make your way back into tabletop. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. First down dog, take whatever movements you need, bending out your knees, wiggling your hips. Just beginning to open up the back body. We're beginning to find some stillness here in your down dog. Rooting through your first finger and your thumb, rolling the inner elbows up towards the ceiling, letting the head and the neck relax. Taking a little bit of a bend in the knees, slowly walk your hands to meet your feet at the back of your mat for a forward hang. So take a big bend in the knees here, maybe more than you feel comfortable doing, so that your torso is releasing onto your thighs. You can grab opposite elbows. You can interlace your hands behind your head. Just bounce or sway. Letting the low back release. Bring your hands to the mat, coming up onto your fingertips. Revolve your sit bones towards the ceiling, letting your head drop to the floor. And then inhale, lengthen halfway, bringing your hands to your shins, your thighs, reaching through the crown of your head. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, down to your side. Mountain pose. So take a moment here, feel the ground beneath your feet. Take a breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Walk out to plank pose. Slowly lower all the way down. Bring your hands, palms face down to your sides. And inhale, lift everything up, locust pose. So try to bring your feet together, lengthening through the crown of your head so there's no wrinkles in the back of your neck. Broadening through the collarbones, lower all the way down, left cheek to the mat. Shimmy out your hips. We'll do that again. Inhale, lift up, everything lifts. Keep lengthening from the tip of your head to the tips of your toes. Lifting the chest as high as you can. Exhale, right cheek to the mat. One more time, inhale to lift everything up. And you lift a little bit higher this time. Zip your legs together, squeezing the shoulder blades back. One more breath here. Exhale, lower down. Bring your hands to your low ribs, push up into your tabletop, and then downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the right leg high. Exhale, step it through to a low lunge. Drop the back knee, Anjaneyasana. So take a moment here, pulsing through the front of the knee, just opening up the hips. And then when you feel ready, you can reach your arms high, pushing through that back knee to really stretch up the quad. One more inhale. Exhale, half split. So straightening your right leg, pulling your right hip back in line with your right. So your right hip back in line with your left. One more breath here. Come back into your low lunge. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knees. Big step to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale to sweep the palms overhead. Exhale, hands at your side. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold again, step the right leg back, coming into that low lunge. And then step back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the left leg high. Exhale, step it between your hands for a low lunge. So hold here for a moment, then drop the back knee into your Anjaneyasana. So again, you can pulse here just to keep opening up this hip. And then when you're ready, you can lift just the right hand or both hands up, really pressing into that right knee here. Dragging your left knee towards the body to activate the inner thighs. Finding a slight tuck of the pelvis here. One more inhale, half splits. Flexing your foot towards you. Fold forward. Keep breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. One more breath. Make your way into the low lunge. The back knee comes up. Keep lengthening here. Big step, top of the mat, halfway lift. Fold forward. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Take a moment to come back to that idea of the energy between your hands that you create within your body. And then inhale, reach all the way up. Maybe you look up and then circle your arms all the way forward, holding to the earth. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, step back into a low lunge, left leg back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward into plank pose. Slowly lower all the way down. Bring your hands to your low ribs. Inhale, rise up for a cobra, or if you feel ready, you can come to upward facing dog. Thighs and knees lift up the mat. And then make your way back into downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the right leg high. Exhale, step it between the hands. So the left foot's gonna come down at a 90 or 45-degree angle. So facing towards the front of the mat, you can use a block here if you have one, or just bring your hands to your ankle. We're gonna come into triangle pose. So you might wanna shorten your stance and straighten the front leg. So inhale to reach the left arm high. Breathe the gaze up to follow. And keep lengthening from the base of the pelvis through the crown of the head. I find that it helps to reach my left arm towards the direction the crown of the head is going. And then again, you can bring your hand to the front or the back of your right foot or right above the ankle to kind of help with stability. Micro bend in the front of the knee. One more breath here. Inhale, rise up, star pose, toes pointing forward. I'm just gonna turn around and face you guys. So we're still wide-legged, both feet are parallel. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold all the way forward. So you can bring your hands to be in line with your foot, or just hang here if you'd like. Your legs should be active, pulling up, active in your feet, and just letting your upper body relax. Keep breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. And then walk your hands out so they're just like a handprint in front of your feet. We're gonna lunge side to side, so just taking some lateral lunges here, continuing to open up the hips. If you want to, you can bring your hands to your heart, get a little bit more of a workout in your thighs. Bring your hands to the ground, come back to that forward fold. And this time we're going to turn our left toes out, coming into triangle pose on the opposite side. So straightening that front leg, reaching up and lengthening the crown of the head to the front of the space. You might need to shorten your stance to find a little bit more stability. Keep breathing here. Maybe you reach the front of the arm towards the front of the space as you pull your right hip back. Bring your hand to frame your front. Actually, let's go back to the wide-legged fold because I'm facing backwards. So coming back into your wide-legged fold, however you want to get there. And this time, we'll come into Ninja Pose Skandasana. So a little bit of a different variation of that lunging that we did. You're gonna lean over into your right foot and try to keep the foot flat on the ground, and then turn your left toes up. So you keep the hands on the ground, you can bring your hands to your heart. And then we're gonna switch sides. So again, you can use your hands to walk over or whatever works. So it doesn't matter how low you go to do this. We're just working on opening up some internal hip flexors here. We'll just do a few of these. And then the next time you're on your right foot, you're gonna walk your hands all the way up to the top of your mat. Left foot comes flat to the ground. Step it back, downward facing dog. Just hold here for a moment. Notice how you feel in this down dog compared to the first down dog of class. Shift forward into a plank pose. And then we're going to lower down onto our right forearm, then our left forearm, and grabbing on, interlacing our hands so that we're making a little triangle with our forearms. And just drop our hips from right to left. Firing up the core a little bit here. Again, making that rainbow shape with the hips. And exhale as you bring your hip down, or really fire up the core. Okay, enough of that. Come into child's pose. Take a moment to just connect to the earth here. Feel the ground beneath your forehead. And then push back into downward facing dog. Slowly walk your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Tadasana, inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a big breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold all the way forward. And once we get to this fold, we're going to toe heel our feet about the width of our mat, or a little bit wider than our shoulders. And toes are going to be pointed out at like 2 and 11 on a clock. We're going to come into a Molasses Squat. I'm getting a sip of water. This might be a good time for you to get one too, as I hold this pose. We're not going to be holding this for long because we are going to make this dynamic. So we're going to inhale to come up to stand, reach the arms up, and exhale, come back into your squat. So we're going to do 10 of these. Inhale, rise up, exhale, squat. And it doesn't matter how low your malasana is. If your heels are on the ground, might be better if your heels are on your ground for your stability. So maybe, whatever works for you. But we're just working on finding movement to help us open up the body, because that's something that's kind of just lacking in our day-to-day right now. And I have a hard time counting and talking at the same time. So we're just going to say this is 6, 7, 3, 2, 1. Final Malasana. We'll hold this for just a few breaths. Noticing how you feel after you added that movement into the pose. Bring your hands down to the mat. Step back through plank. Then if you want, you can take a chaturanga, a vinyasa, whatever you want to do, or just make your way back to downward facing dog. That's what I'm going to do. Inhale, reach the right leg high. Exhale, step it between your hands. We're coming back into triangle pose. So if you need to shorten your stance, if you need a prop, whatever you need to do is welcome. We'll be here for one more breath, and then bring your top hand to your hip. Take a bend in the front knee, and then bring your right hand forward as we come into half moon. So this is a great place for a block if you have one. I'm going to move to the center of my mat a little bit more. You can slowly lift the back knee. You want your foot, your hip to be in line, lengthening. So you're essentially making a T with your body. And then maybe you can balance here, bringing your hand to your heart or reaching it forward. Or you can just keep your hands on the floor. And then from here, and this is a very hard pose, so if you're struggling, no worries. From here, we're just gonna make our way into half splits, so squaring up the hips, kicking that left leg high, and then squeezing your heel into your glutes, slowly lowering into a twist. So seated twist, Lord of the Fishes. Your right leg is crossed over your left. Sit bones are on the ground. You can always extend that left leg. Inhale, reach the left arm high. Exhale, twist. So you inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist deeper around it. Those were some funky transitions, so if you have to come out of it, it's fine. Just some balance work, just for a little bit of a challenge. So take a counter twist here and step back into your down dog. Wiggle out those legs. Inhale to lift the left leg high. Exhale, step it through to your triangle pose. So bumping the hips back towards the wall behind you as you lean the chest forward, almost back bending a little bit here. And then making your way into half moon. So bringing your hands about a foot forward as you kick through that back foot. Stay really active through the back foot. Again, a block is really helpful, or maybe bringing your hand to your shin. I find reaching towards the floor hard because you have so much more to lift once you're there. But this is one of my favorite balance poses because it really challenges you to open up your hips, open up your pelvis. And it creates space that I find that I need most days. So this is one of the first things I do every morning. Ooh, I'm losing my balance here. All right. So bring your hand to the ground, come into your standing splits. So squaring the hips, reaching your heel up towards the ceiling, and then bringing your heel towards your glute, and coming slowly down into your twist, Lord of the Fishes. So your left foot is crossed over the right. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, twist. So you can just squeeze. You can do a lot of different things with your arms here. Whatever feels best for you. So just keep moving with your inhales. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And then slowly unwind. Come back to downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the right leg high. Exhale, step it through for pigeon. So you want to bring your right knee out as wide as you can. If you can bring the shin parallel to the mat, that's great. If not, no big deal. And just take a moment to work on bringing the pelvis towards the ground. You can stay lifted if you'd like. It's called proud pigeon. Otherwise, begin to fold forward. It can feel really nice to have a block or a cushion under the chest or forehead so that you're not really gripping through the shoulders. And this is where we let gravity start to do some of the work. So just letting go, coming back to our breath. Noticing if there's anywhere in your body you're holding tension that you can release. In your jaw, in your eyebrows. Just try to let go. Slowly begin to rise up. Make your way back into down dog. You can take a counter pose if you need it. Otherwise, lift the left leg. Bring the knee out as wide as your mat and come into pigeon on the opposite side. Again, you don't have to fold in this pose. That is not the purpose, but it can feel nice to just release and let go. So yogi's choice there. And again, just focusing on your breath, making sure that you don't go back to to-do list or grocery list or anything else going on in the world. Just continuing to focus internally. And then as you slowly begin to rise up, we're not going to go back into downward facing dog. We're just going to swing our right leg forward and bring our feet flat to the ground and slowly lower all the way down onto our mats. Bringing our knees in, giving them a big squeeze. Let your knees drop to the right side for just a gentle twist. The left arm extended out to a T. Inhale to bring your knees back into your chest using your core. And then let them drop to the opposite side. Sending your breath into the right side of your body. From here, go ahead and take a happy baby, grabbing onto your feet. Maybe straightening one leg then another, rocking side to side, whatever you need to do. And whenever you're ready, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze and release into Shavasana. You can stay there as long as you'd like. You can make the shape look like however you'd like. You're in your home, so legs up a wall. You can come to a seat if you'd like, whatever feels best. Just allow yourself to let go, create space, and just get rid of any preconceived notions of what you think you should be in this moment. As you begin to deepen your breath, just noticing how you feel. You can stay here if you'd like, or you can begin to gently bring movement back into your body. You know, these Shavasanas and these virtual classes are very quick, so feel free to stay. Or gently begin to reach your arms overhead, lengthen through your toes, and when you're ready, make your way to a comfortable seat at the top of your mat. If you're there, bring your hands to your heart. Take a big breath in. Feel the energy of everyone practicing at the same time as you, sending out the love and gratitude to everyone in this community. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. It would not have been the same without each and every one of you here. So thank you so much. Namaste.